Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we are talking about doubt and skepticism and how they are crushing your business. So here's the headline. Yesterday we talked about how you, in your business, when you're bringing on new prospects, how you can crush doubt in your prospects, right? And the way you do that is by telling stories. You can tell stories, you can have a bigger, more compelling story than they have in their minds. You can tell stories to crush their inner fears. You can tell stories to crush their external fears, et cetera, et cetera. If you're interested in that, listen to yesterday's podcast. But today, we're talking about how doubt and skepticism in your own business is holding you back. And basically, what I want to talk about is there's sort of three ways that it holds you back. So let me think through this. Number one, when you have doubt in something that you're going to do, actually, let me set a context here. First of all, there's two different types of marketing. Okay. There's lots of types of marketing, but there's marketing for two different phases in your business. Most of the time, what's separating you from, there's the big guys, right? I've had the privilege of working with businesses that are very, very big, multi-billion-dollar kind of big, which is awesome, all the way down to startups, like just getting started and everything in between in every imaginable sector. And here's the thing. The difference between the really big companies and the smaller ones. So let's say you're trying to go from $500,000 to $1 million in revenue. Or you're trying to go from $1 million in revenue to $5 million in revenue, and you're still on that growth trajectory, is that the big guys, the mature companies, they have already proven to themselves that they can grow. That's why they're mature, right? So because they've already proven to themselves that they can grow, they don't have that doubt and skepticism about their ability to grow. But when you're early in your growth path, right? If you're trying to get from $500,000 to $1 million, or you're trying to get from 1 million to 5 million, what happens is you're probably going from DIY type business, do it yourself type business, to DFY, done for you business, right? At some point, you've got to pull in partners, vendors, consultants, whatever they happen to be, to help you scale your business. But the reason some people get stuck, they never go from $500,000 to $1 million, $1 million to 5 million, is because they have a hard time kind of crossing over from that DIY to the DFY, done, do it yourself, to done for you, right? And part of the reason that they don't go is doubt and skepticism, right? What happens is if you've gotten to that threshold and you're thinking, okay, I've gotten this far, I've done really well, now I'm ready to go further. It's time for you to pull people in to help you go bigger, right? You have a limited capacity. You can't be an expert at everything. You just can't. You're not going to be able to grow your business that way, right? So when you're trying to pull people in, the doubt and the skepticism creeps in. Can they do it? Are they going to understand my business? Are they going to be as good as I am at this, et cetera, et cetera? And right there, as soon as that happens, you're headed downhill. You're in a downward spiral. Why? Because when you start to have doubt, right? Doubt creates skepticism, uncertainty, doubt. You're like, oh man, are they going to be able to do it? I better take a close eye. I better watch them really closely and see if they can do it. I need to see that they're going to be able to be as good as me. Skepticism, doubt leading to skepticism. Okay. So the next problem is once you start to get skeptical, you start looking for problems, right? And so that skepticism starts leading to really disbelief, because you're looking for things and now you're proving to yourself. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're proving to yourself, God, see, they missed this thing. They didn't see this thing. So you started with doubt, then you got skeptical, then you started looking for problems. You started getting what you're looking for, because you always will, by the way. And that started creating disbelief. And then that disbelief, as soon as you enter that realm of like, I just don't believe this is working for me, you're going to go straight to not putting your full effort into things, right? Disbelief erodes effort. And because you still have an effort even when you're pulling people in. So let me give you an example, right? So having worked with companies of all sizes, I can tell you that the bigger the company, the easier they are to work with. You know, I don't know if you've had this experience, but if you talk to anyone who's worked with really big companies and really small companies, they're all going to tell you that working with a bigger company is easier. And why is that? Because the bigger companies do two things. One, they're past that doubt and skepticism zone. They know they have the ability to grow. They know they have the goods, right? So now they're looking for other people that can push them further. The other reason that they do really well and they're easy to work with, you know, when they're your client, is because they usually are not cheap. They pay the price to pull experts in, right? And when you pull an expert in, sometimes by virtue of what you're paying, you then don't have doubt in them. You're like, if I'm going to pay this person $100,000 to help me with my marketing strategy, I have faith that they're going to be able to do it, right? And so what happens is when you're trying to go from the DIY to the DFY, right, and you have doubt, that doubt is also going to sometimes make you want to spend less money, right? Because you've got a little, you're like, I'm not sure this is going to work. Maybe what I can do to compensate for that is I'm just not going to pay very much for it. Okay. And then when you don't pay very much for it, you're like, well, God, they're not really very good because they don't charge that much. It's like this big downward spiral, right? Self-fulfilling prophecy. So what I want you to think about is if you're trying to go from $500,000 to $1 million, $1 million to $5 million, or you're on that growth curve and you've sort of just hit a place where you're not succeeding, I really want you to think twice before you try to work with outside help, whether they're financial help, legal help, marketing help, et cetera, because if you're going to bring doubt and skepticism to the relationship, it's just flat out not going to work. I mean, I had an experience just recently. Very good client, or actually, let me rephrase. Great company with tons of potential, right? We worked with them on strategy. Strategy's great. They're super happy with the strategy, right? They paid good money for the strategy, by the way. Then we get to execution mode, and the client starts getting a little nervous, like, I'm not so sure we picked the right target market. It's like, yes, we did. We spent a lot of time on it, remember? Right, okay, let's do it. We lost some time there. Then the next thing is like, I'm not sure the way we decided we were going to go to market is the right way to go to market. And basically what this was, it had nothing to do with the product they're selling being bad, with them being bad, or with us being bad. They're experts and professionals all around. What basically started to erode the relationship was doubt and skepticism. They were getting beyond their comfort zone. That started to bring doubt, which created skepticism, which sort of eroded belief, which eroded effort. And things just started creeping out into the weeds. I've done it so many times, right? So now what I do, what I'm recommitting to do, is when someone is coming to me asking for my help, right? They want sound the dogs in the background. Sorry about that. But when someone is coming to me for my help so I can help them with marketing strategy, I can help them attract their dream clients, right? When I do that, if I start to see the doubt and the skepticism up front, dogs are going ballistic because there's a UPS truck coming by. That's like, you know what, this is probably not going to work. Let's step back and reevaluate whether you're ready to move forward. That's a lesson I've learned. So what I want you to do is I want you to really think about, do you believe in who you're hiring? If you believe in who you're hiring, let them do their job. Don't let doubt and skepticism creep in. And it's so critical. There are so many people that we could have helped, but the signs were there that they're just not ready. And therefore, we didn't help. Their businesses, by the way, could have been miles, eons from where they are today if they had gotten our help. But they let that doubt and skepticism creep in. And almost every single one of those, I won't name them, are right exactly where they were when we first talked to them. And sometimes years have gone by, right? So kill your doubt, kill your skepticism. If you have doubt or skepticism about anything that you're doing, that basically what you need to tell yourself is, then I will fail at this. If I'm not sure this marketing is going to work, it is not going to work. If I am not sure this growth strategy is going to work, it's not going to work. If I'm not sure that this new accountant I'm hiring is going to work out, they're not going to work out. That's it. I don't know how to say it more simply. So doubt and skepticism, it's crushing your business if you have it. If you're in that growth period, this is the thing, probably one of the biggest things you need to work on. I'm going to end this now so I can go like get my crazy dogs to be quiet. But hey, if this was helpful, even despite the crazy dogs in the background, do me a favor, give me a like, give me a share. Shares are awesome. Or give me a comment or give me some feedback. I'd love to hear it. And that's it for today. Kill your doubt and skepticism. I will see you next time.